What's up, y'all? I'm Dre Moore from More Than a Dad. For y'all guys out there that's trying to get y'all beards looking right, I came across some new products from Grizzle Teddy Company. I got two beard oils right here, two different scents. One a blue scent, one a original scent. They both smell amazing. They come in these little cool baby-proof bottles so you could get them. You know what I'm saying? We more than a dad, so this is effective. Keep your kids out your beard oil. He also got combs, two different sizes. The wide tooth, got the thin tooth, so we don't discriminate against the little beards. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's beard can't be like mine. So all my dads out there, I'm gonna need y'all to go support Grizzle Teddy Company. Groom your heart, groom your body, groom your beard. Stay well. Check out Grizzle Teddy Company beard oil.
More than a more than a
Welcome to More Than a Dad podcast. I'm your host, Dre Moore. I got my guy, Lou Mobley, here with me.
What's good?
And I want to give a shout out to Frankfurt, Germany, and Hessen, Germany as well. We appreciate the views from across the water. That's what we call them, you know what I'm saying? We viewed in mad countries. So the ones that's across the water, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to those. It's good, bro. We back.
What's up, bro?
Ow, I just hit my head on this.
What you got in your hand, bro?
I got a comb
From where?
from the Grizzle Teddy Company. You know what I'm saying? I really like this joint too. It don't really like pull my beard hairs out or nothing. You're hearing me comb my beard on camera, crazy.
Wow. Thanks for the ad here.
But listen, man, make sure y'all go check out Grizzle Teddy Company. He got beard oil, combs, beard butters, everything you need, to get your beard looking right so you could look like Dre from More Than a Dad. You know what I'm saying? You can't be light skinned though.
All right, man. Fast five, man.
It's good, bro. We here.
Menace to Society or Boys in the Hood?
Menace to Society. Yeah, old dog.
300 or Troy?
300. This is Sparta.
Good Kid, Mad City or 2014 Forest Hill Drive? J. Cole versus Kendrick.
To better or like what I listen to more?
They're not the same? That's not the same description?
No, not really. I mean, Good Kid probably is a better album. But I might listen to 2014 more. But if I gotta pick one, if I only could listen to one, I'm a Good Kid, Mad City for sure.
As a host, interviewer, personality, Joe Budden or Charlamagne the God?
Joey. I like Joey better.
As an artist, do you like recording in the studio or recording in your home studio better?
At the crib, it's more comfortable. I could kind of lock in, get in the zone. It's not really like the confines of like being in the studio. You gotta have everything ready to go. Especially like if you paying, but 9 times out of 10 you are paying. It's just everything's on the time crunch.
Right.
Like shooting a pot.
Like shooting the pot.
Yeah, like shooting a pot.
How's dad life, bro?
Dad life is an adventure still, as always. Kids growing, getting bigger, bad, but good too. I'm just really, I don't even want to say like amazed. I think I'm just taken aback, like even like with all of them, at like the things that they know and the things that they do, and the things that like, cause sometimes they just pull stuff out. Like, yo, where you learn that at? Or like, how you know how to do that? Like the other day, I was in the house with Ash, and he was I had turned the PlayStation on, and at the top, it had all the games lined up. Like, like it got all the games that you have downloaded on the game at the top. So he looked at, he was like, "Oh, you got GTA 5?" And mind you, I'll never play it. But I'm like, yo, how you even know what GTA 5 is? Like, he's 5. Like, how you even know what GTA, like, you shouldn't even know what it is.
Right.
But like he knew what GTA 5 was, and it just be like, oh, all right, cool. But like, yeah, they all like that. They all like, it just amazes me at the things that, like they going through. Like even like watching with Nadia, like watching her like come into her own, like as a person, like, and her being like the only girl is just like, is just different. It's mad different, bro. Like they all just, it's amazing to me. I'll
Right.
say that. Like the things they be knowing and what they be doing.
I guess day of life for me is I'm over this right now, man. I'm burnt out, bro. That's just an honest. Like I'm gassed, bro. Like I'm gassed as a father and a parent right now. It's wifey is doing prerequisite classes for her nursing program. So 2 nights a week she's in class. And then the other 2 nights she probably studying for class or got some big tests coming up and I just feel like I be having the kids. Like it just be me and the kids like all the time. And I'm a little burnt out, man. Like every weekend is like some kid birthday parties. I've probably been to about 10 to 15 birthday parties this year from Manny's classmates or Osa's classmates or cousins or something. And it's just so, how do I say this? I've been to so many parties that now we over here breaking down like the texture of the birthday cake. Like, yo, the buttercream on that was too sweet. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, or like, damn, this joint would have been fire if it was chocolate. Or like, damn, where y'all order this pizza from? Like, now I'm like this kid birthday enthusiast.
Yo, just got sucked into all birthday parties.
Oh my God, like every weekend it's either this kid or this kid's sibling or, it's just like, bro, we over here, tasting the icing. Like, yo, this is a little too sweet. Like, this is just...
Yo, this is nuts, yo. This is insane, though. Y'all the birthday party experts.
Listen, man, in a month time, man, you 2 of them Saturdays gonna be somebody's birthday.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So I'm just so what I'm describing to you is having them all week, then they had to do a kid birthday on a Saturday or Sunday. It's just all too much, man. I've been to more kid birthdays than I watched complete NFL games this year.
You know what this speaks to? The job never done.
The
job never done. It's never over. It's like being a parent is forever. It's never done, bro.
Man, speaking about football, man, when you gonna tell your man Tom Brady to go home to help raise his damn kids?
Yo, me and your man. Yo, me and your man Aaron argue about it all the time. I'm like, yo, Bo gonna lose his girl and his family over playing football. He like, man, she don't want to see the vision. I said, what vision? That she been raising these kids for 10 plus years to the neck? Like, he like, man, listen, he trying to set them up for life. They should be straight already. They already straight. Like,
she came into their situation worth like $300 million.
That's what I'm saying. So like, it get worse because like now she got a bag. Like she already had a bag. So like, she kind of just really, not that you can't have a bag, but she really want a companion. And like, you just trying to be like, you trying to die on the football field, yo. I'm just not dying on that hill, cuz. Just go home with your chick and the kids, bro. Like,
bro, I just feel like, we have to, in the marriage, at whatever level you working at, whether you're a working person or you have these pro aspirations, like one person life going to eat the other person life, and that's like the hard way of saying that. Like his life ate her life. Like you carried them kids, you raised them kids. I'm gonna go play football and win 7 chips.
yeah, but now at this point,
what is he playing for?
Yeah, he got all the chips, he got all the records, he got everything. Like now you just drawing.
You heard what he said. It's like I got all the answers to the test. Why would I quit now?
Because you about to lose your crib.
I don't know.
You gotta just go home, yo. It's over.
I would never do it, but I guess.
Bro, he accomplished everything. Yo, he been in the league this whole time. He got 20 plus years in the league. Your career is dude's careers times 5. And you done won all the chips and everything. You the GOAT. I don't think it's even debatable. When they talk about greatest quarterback in history, it's not even debated. It's him. Like, it's not even like you know how you be like, oh, it's Mike and it's LeBron, and it might be Magic or it might be Kareem. When you talking greatest quarterback ever, is Brady.
Right.
That's it. You already done accomplished it, dog. Go get your kids and your family back. Go get your kids.
He don't want to do it. He don't want to do it.
All right, that's cool. Somebody else gonna go get it though. And I'm gonna be sick. I'm gonna be out here looking like Future.
Oh man, he gonna get Russell Wilson.
Listen, because it'd be somebody else, bro.
No, let's get into what we came here to get into. I found that some social media topics.
They love that too. I got a lot of good feedback on the social media topics.
All right, so hear me out. I'm gonna describe this video I watched, and so I watched this video. It was I think like a news reporter reporting on the fact that in China, TikTok for kids 14 and under is like heavily censored. They can only be on it 40 minutes a day. It only plays educational and science and math and educational stuff on it. There's no twerking and no, compilations of fights. It's just not like poison, basically,
Right.
for the kids. And it went on this clip to describe like the average American kid wants to be a social media influencer in 2022 versus the average kid in China wants to be an astronaut.
Right.
And the end of the video, he kind of like hung up the video saying like, and now tell me what our future looks like. So
Mike dropped it.
just Mike dropped it. So I wanted to get your take on it. I got a lot of feelings about this subject, so we're going to get into it, but I wanted to pitch it underhand to you and see what you thought.
I mean, I think it's valid. I think we are, products of like what we take in and what we consume on a regular basis. And a lot of people, like live in these phones. It's like why, even as an adult, and this works as a kid, but even as an adult, me now, like it'd be like a stretch to like get me on social media. Like, like we have that, even though like we have a platform, like you always had that conversation with me about like being active on socials and doing all this stuff. Or you might like send me 10 DMs. I might not see them Jones for 2 days.
Facts.
Just because like that thing right there, like in your hand, depending on what you sitting and looking at and taking in all day, it could be detrimental to your brain. So like I could see how more people are influenced to be social media influencers and stuff like that based upon like what they're watching. But if you being fed something else, it's gonna be a whole different narrative. Like we are what we take in, essentially.
I think my whole thing is it just speaks to like I had sent this to Dean, and Dean was like, he feel like it sucks as Americans we're falling for this, right? And then
You
I
think
said,
it's fake,
no, that it's like,
or we that easily influenced?
yeah, we're that easily influenced or distracted from like maintaining our national powers. And what's going to support our national powers is if our youth come up wanting to be really focused on education versus entertainment or sports or social media influencing or the streets. Like, what does our future look like in 2055? Who are our candidates for president? Who's our doctors? Who's our lawyers? Who's the people who lead in the military? Who's the people that we're sent up into space because, Earth may not be inhabitable by then. We might need to live on another planet. Like, our contributions to that don't look that bright with our kids having and he was just saying that he felt like it was intentional because it's like, I think China is communist country.
Yeah.
So they could control any and everything that they people do.
Right.
But like, to me, it's just the attention behind it just sounds so like everybody else kids could watch that, but our kids.
Right.
It's like the kid you can't play with on the block. Like y'all can play with all these kids, but that kid over there, he come from some wild heroin addicts or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, you know what I'm saying?
Stay
Like,
away from cousins.
yeah, like it's like the attention behind it. Like it's like, yo, like we are deliberately trying to separate our youth from your youth. So falling for that would be, why aren't we on the same type of time they on and that concerned about our future? This land of the free, this American dream, this rag the riches talk, it always bothered me because it always becomes like, gatekeeping, right? Like everything has a requirement, qualifications to get in, right?
Absolutely.
And unfortunately, kids, you know, minorities, inner city people, we have to take shorter routes or more direct routes because of like poverty and stuff like that. But it put us in these situations where we do a lot of things that is not like real high qualifications for.
Right.
Right. And one thing I learned as an adult is that the most valuable things out here are the things that require schooling, that take a long time. Like the jobs that pay the most are the jobs that you can't easily replace. So like, how many brain surgeons do we have in America versus how many people drive a bus?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bus drivers dime a dozen. Finding your kid need brain surgery, they might send you 4 recommendations.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, in the Northeast region, it's 3 people that operate on brains. You know what I'm saying? And when you start thinking like that, everybody wants to be these popular things. Yo, I could be an overnight artist and make it on the radio and be a, you know, Megan Thee Stallion. You know what I'm saying?
It's the optics. Again, it's what you're being fed. It's what you see. And what you see is what you gonna eventually try to be or try to become. It's like, how do you get somebody, it's like how you talked about, like, how do you get somebody to go get something that they can't see, or go do something that they haven't seen be done? So it's just when you get into that type of conversation, it's just not being promoted, so they don't see it. When they don't see it, you don't know. So this is what you see, and this is what you're being fed, and that's what you're gonna think, and that's, you know, how you gonna think to go about things.
So do you think it's malicious from China? Because, you know, is it a malicious thing, or it's just like, y'all can teach our kids what y'all want, but we ain't teaching our kids that?
I think it's more so of that, because at the end of the day, granted, the masses of people are gonna be like using social media for whatever they're using it for, but the nerds rule the world. Like that's the reality of it. Like,
right.
everybody that's in charge and making the decisions and calling the shots are the nerds, and I don't think that those type of things affect the nerds,
Right.
because like they're already tapped into something else. They already looking at something else. So this is more so affecting the masses of the population, but I think the outliers will still be the outliers that'll probably still keep us in charge, because the people that's really on it, like, they're not moving like that. Like, even down to like, you know, like even in us, like, you know, like we're limiting, you know, the screen time for our kids and stuff like that, and trying to monitor the things that they see, and, you know, like we're just us, but I'm sure we're not the only ones. So I don't think that, I think that they just more so saying like, y'all could do what y'all want, we not on that. Not saying like, yo, you know how we gonna conquer them over there? We gonna give them TikTok.
Yo, serving Americans TikTok, uncensored TikTok to their kids is crazy.
Yeah, I don't think that's the way they're trying to conquer us. Because like I said, the nerds still gonna be the nerds, bro. They gonna be in charge.
No, I just want to challenge all the parents that, you know, listen and watch our show, just to be conscious and be more intentional about our kids' education and the things that we deem educational versus entertainment. You know,
absolutely.
I know it's, you know, you're tired from work or you got to cook, clean, or whatever, and it might be easier just to occupy them with a tablet. But find the most educational thing to put on the tablet or the television.
Right.
Just be a lot more intentional, because we are already kind of behind a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, in America, let alone nationally or internationally, I should say, just be a little bit more intentional. Like the other day, instead of like just giving the kids, putting Mickey Mouse on or something, we replanted scallions in the house. So now Manny can tell you, yo, a plant needs dirt, water, and sunlight to grow. Because now his scallions that we cut to 1 inch are now 7 inches. You know what I'm saying? But like that was my form of teaching that day, instead of him being on the tablet.
Right.
You know, it's getting a little cold, so I got to be a little bit more creative, because we can't just go outside and like dig up bugs and be like, yo, this is pseudo teaching, right? But like, you know, inside, you know, just guys, let's just be more intentional with our kids. And education is always going to be king. And that's kind of leading me into my next topic, man. This is something I've been saying for a long time, even when I worked at Glen Mills, is like, what's the definition of cool to you? And like, I always use that question as to to ask the kids or ask somebody like, what person, what groups, what family member is leading the trend to you on what's cool, what you wear, who you date, what activities are you in. If it ain't original, you not driving the definition of cool for yourself.
Right.
So we talk about being easily influenced and manipulated, as you know, in our different peer groups and stuff. And like, one thing I say is like, navigating social circles. Like, I've always been an honor student, but it wasn't always cool to be an honor student. I had to navigate that a type of way. Like, I had to be an honor student that could still hoop,
Right.
to have some type of status that I wasn't picked on or bothered. You know what I mean? My definition of cool had to vary. Like, it was cool to get an A on the spelling bee or the spelling test, and then to come out of here and put up some buckets in Rough House.
Right. Right.
You know, it was how I was navigating. So when I talk about the definition of cool, and you see when I write my stories, I always make the kid, like in my stories that I write, I always make like the main characters like an expert in something. Because it's cool to be smart. It's cool to have expertise. And I don't think that's like really talked about enough in our community. Because, you know, like, it'd be cooler just to have the newest sneakers. It'd be cooler to know how to do a dance move or to dunk a basketball, instead of like, yo, it's cool that like lawyers weaponize the law. Like, it's cool that they so smart that they can weaponize the law to get in and out of trouble.
Absolutely.
But we don't think of it that way, as like, they some experts, you know, like that's an expertise. You know what I'm saying? So like, when I talk about the definition of cool, like, did you dig what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you know the issue with the whole cool thing, it's subjective.
Right.
And the thing about it is that makes it difficult is it's judged by people who are immature.
Right.
And that's the real reality of it. Like, if you being cool only matters to your peer group. So if I'm trying to be cool at 14, it only matters to other 14-year-olds. And that's why it's a bad measuring stick, because I'm only being cool to the other 14-year-olds or the other 15-year-olds or the other 16-year-olds.
Plot twist. Imagine thinking like, yo, imagine me and a kid like, yo, I think biology is cool. I like dissecting bugs, but that's not cool in the project I'm from. Right?
Right.
And tailoring my life to do some cool ending up in trouble, having kids young, experimenting with you ain't supposed to do. But when this whole time, when like God already planted in you, you might be a scientist.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And to me, you gotta drive what's cool to you.
And that's the point I'm making. You only the cool level is only judged by people that's your age, because the people that's mature, that's adults, gonna look at young boy and be like, oh, that's some cool stuff he doing right there. He's not even looking at it like, oh, young boy got the bugs, he not cool. That's only judged at the level that you're at. That's the only where the coolness gets judged. It's like, this is thorough now, or this is decent now, versus like what's gonna be decent when you older. And that's why it's skewed. And we kind of got to get out the mindset of, like you said, like, you kind of got to be your own judge of what's cool, because you're getting your definition of cool from your peers, and the same way you don't know anything, they don't know anything either, when we were actually talking about the grand scheme of life and actually doing things. So like, yeah, that's,
you know how we always ask on the show, what do you want to instill in your kids? To me, if my kids get this, I could probably live and die. Like, this is the one to me.
right.
It's like, don't ever, like, we talking about peer pressure, we talking about social groups. Don't ever do something that's not you. You know, everybody robbing houses, but I'm robbing houses because they say it's cool to rob houses, so we're gonna rob houses, and now I'm doing a 3 to 5. Right? If you can be your own man or your own woman enough, I'm comfortable living and going that you cannot be a follower and you could be a leader. And, you know, like, imagine being the kid that grew up in a project, but you really like country music, but everybody like rap music or mumble rap or whatever, right? Like, you this outcast. Everybody like basketball and football, but you like golf.
Right.
Because you have to be able to stand in what you think is cool and what you might make you your unique person. You know what I mean? Like everybody playing 2K and Madden, but you might like playing some weird adventure game. You know what I'm saying? You have to be able to stand in your person and live that down. You know what I mean? Because these things could change the trajectory of your life just trying to fit in. You know how many people like the trajectory of their life changed from it might drop down because they got caught in an accident they shouldn't have been doing.
Absolutely. And if I could leave you with anything on that, like for anybody that's trying to teach your kids or something that you want to tell your kids, and that if you're doing something that somebody else deems not cool, it's only gonna be not cool for a short period of time. So like, you are only a kid for, let's say, under 18, let's say 18 years of your life. You might not even realize what's cool and what's not cool till you probably like damn near in high school. So let's say like 13 to 18, you spend 4 years not cool. You're going to have the rest of your life after that where you're going to be cool.
Right.
That's only judged in that period. Like, it's like people who don't really have friends in high school and stuff, and they be like, oh, well, you know, when you get to college, you're going to meet somebody that's like you because the world is opened up and it's more and it's broader. So it's like, oh, you'll meet somebody like you when you get to college.
Yeah.
So now we only really lived in this little window of not being cool. And now you got the rest, whatever you live the next 40, 50, 60 years, you're going to be whatever you're going to be. So you're only going to be uncool for this moment in time. So if you want to sacrifice your future and mortgage your future to be cool for 4 to 5 years, it makes no sense. If that's how you want to roll, go ahead and do that. But I would suggest against it.
Yeah, navigating them social circles, you know,
Absolutely.
people bullying you or whatnot. Like, you know, you see it on the show now. Like, people who come up here, oh, look, you always been the man. Like, I'll tap you and be like, I ain't feel like that though when I was young.
Right.
Like, you know, these were the cool guys. You know, maybe they was in the streets or maybe they played sports or something. Like we all should have just been like you. Like all that praise.
Right, because as mature adults, when they look back at it, they like, dang, I should have been on that. Because then my life wouldn't be like this.
Right.
And now it's like, oh, well, you always been cool. Like, no, y'all didn't make it seem cool then. But now when they look at it, it's like, he was doing what he was supposed to be doing. Oh, you always been cool. All right, cool.
Nice.
But that's the thing. It's only this window. Because after that, once real life kick in and people understand what it's like to really live out here, it's different. It's going to change.
I want to get into one more topic, yo. One more topic. Another video from social media. It's the Dame Dash video. The video is basically him talking about how hospitals, schools, and prisons all look the same.
Right.
And like how, you know, he always talking about how like we're never teaching the kids to be bosses. We're teaching them to be workers. And he even goes to be like, yo, why don't we ever put our kids in front of things that are inspirational? He was talking about like something as simple as putting them in front of the ocean or water, or like, you know, and it was just like he was just challenging the natural curriculum of education. And just not in these white walls, white buildings, these type of windows, walking in single file lines. He was just challenging
Conventional thinking
on education. So one thing that I had it triggered for me was like, we can't leave it to the schools to like open our kids' mind. Like, we are our kids' first teachers.
Absolutely.
So with that being said, like, what you think of that?
Yeah, I think it's highly important. I mean, I know we talk about all the time, like, you got to do a little bit more than what the schools is doing as far as exposing your kids into different things. I'll give you the opposite side of it, though, because I kind of already know where you stand. Do you think everybody's equipped to do that?
No. I don't think, because the thing is, like, who's to say that the parents even took education seriously?
Right.
Or that.
You know what it made me think of? Pandemic. We was in pandemic times, and, you know, everybody was virtual and having to teach their kids at home, and people were struggling.
Yeah.
Like, trying to just educate your kids on basic things.
It always brings me back to when Seth did the show, where he said, like, he only did daycare half the week, but he would go to the zoo not only as an activity, but as a form of education.
Absolutely.
And that's somebody living in the inner city, just using the zoo or using the aquariums or using some of the museums as alternate educational pieces, right? For your kids. And it's like, does that take a genius to do? No. But do we think outside the box like that? No.
Yeah, so I think you should probably have a mixture of both, depending on what your capability is. Now, like some people, very are like able to do that. Like a person like Dame, he got
Resources.
yes, he got money and resources. So like he's able to navigate that and figure it out. Now, like if you're a person that's like living in poverty, I don't know how easy it is for you to navigate that. And
Right.
you got to work, and you're gonna have to make money, and then how you gonna teach your kids, and then what are you really gonna show them? But you absolutely should be giving your kids life skills to reinforce them on top of what they learning in the books, because the books are only gonna take you but so far, and then you're gonna need to be able to apply the life skills to it. So I think that like it works in both ways. You just gotta give your kids, I mean, I get what he's saying. Like, you want to unlock their minds. You feel like they trapped, and their minds are being trapped, and they being programmed. And you gotta find a way to teach them to navigate those things in a way where like they could take this from that, and then like they could take this from you.
Right.
That's how I feel.
No, that's a good job. But we gonna get out of here, man.
Absolutely.
We are our kids' first teachers, man, and make sure you helping them navigate that space of like what's cool or not, because they start talking back, they start being all fast and stuff, and
Yo, listen. Remind your kids you do not know anything. You know nothing. Like you know something, but you know nothing.
right,
Because like we get into that, like we all grew up, like we all grew up before. I felt like I knew everything about everything at one point, and we know that to be the furthest thing from the truth.
right.
So continue to teach your kids. They're gonna think they know. Remind them that they don't know, and just have them be open to learning.
Yep. All right, guys, just be more intentional.
Absolutely. Until next time,
Until next time.
we out.
Join the More Than a Dad family by following us on Instagram, subscribing to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to join our Facebook group for daily questions, motivation, dad jokes, and new dad tips. If you enjoy our podcast, please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Be sure to like, comment, and share our content with other parents. Last but not least, make sure you check out our new merch. The link is in the bio of our Instagram as well as the description of this YouTube video. We are truly grateful, and thanks for supporting More Than a Dad.
More than a dot, more than a dot.